What's going on, guys? We are here again. We are finally going to be discussing Tomb Raider: The Legend of Lara Croft. Now, I know there was a lot of people that had different opinions before the series even came out. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this: if you guys are fans of Tomb Raider, give it a shot. Have your own opinion. If you hate it, you hate it. If you love it, you love it. If you like it, you like it. You guys should know where I'm going with this. But overall, um, I'm just gonna say this: they, I think, did a good job adapting the last three games we got with Crystal Dynamics to continue the story of Laura after what she went through in the first game, the second game, and of course the ending of the third game. We met a lot of different characters. We even got to meet Camilla, aka Ross's daughter, who there was a lot of speculation of, oh, was she gonna be a love interest for Laura or no? Let me go ahead and say this: they kept Laura, in my opinion, to the degree of still dealing with the events of the first three games. She was still having issues about Ross' death. She had not talked to Sam in however long. Jonah shows up. He's actually getting married, and he helps her through this journey of these different gems that are spread throughout the world. And we have this new character that he is going up against another organization, sort of like Trinity, and he lost his father and he wanted revenge on them. And he meets Laura, and he basically tells her what his ambitions is, and will she join him? And of course she doesn't. And at the same time, she is obviously, major PTSD, major depression, everything she's gone through. Jonah gets taken. It puts so much on her to where it's like, what does she do as a human being? Because you got to think about this. When everything Laura went through, it wasn't just an overnight thing. You know what I mean? So for however much from the second game, however much after the third game, and then it seems not that long when the series takes place for this. And I think they did a decent job putting that into the story, because of Laura had not talked to Camilla in so long, and Roth pretty much separated them because I guess he wanted what was best for his daughter and things that Laura was doing, and then also the issues with Jonah, trying to trying to handle all these things, right? And I like Jonah. I think he's a good character, like I've said before, and seeing him be there for Laura and being her friend, pretty much being like that older brother, and just, like, hey, I got your back. And then meeting his old army buddy that helps her at one point as well. And there was a lot of throwbacks to not only the games, the movies. There was one scene where her jumping out of like a B-52 almost like, and going skydiving, trying to get into a desert. There was another where she does get the twin pistols from another ally that we get to know by the name of Zip, who's kind of like the tech guy. He's always on, his computer. He's always trying to help Laura with information. Funny character, very interesting character. And at the same time, there was a lot of, okay, is Laura ever going to return to Croft Manor? Well, she was willing to get rid of so much stuff from the beginning of the show to even the ending of the show this season, because she was willing to get rid of a lot of her father's items that he had found on a lot of his hunts. And by the very end of it, that's when she starts putting her own collection. Like, for example, she goes against a dinosaur with twin pistols, very big throwback to one of the games. And they really, I think, kept Laura to the point of her becoming the Laura we all know and love. And I think they did a decent job trying to implement that into the show, because, again, she was dealing with everything from the previous game. She was still using her bow, she was still using her axe, and she was using all the things she would normally use in the game. So it was very nice to see that. And I think Haley Otwell, I think she did a good job with the character, but I do still prefer Camilla. I think she was a better fit for the role, in my opinion, because Camilla Luddington, I think she did I just think she was better. Honestly, like I love her as Lara Croft. Anytime I hear Laura, that is who I think of. Whether I was not a big fan of Angelina Jolie in the movies. It wasn't the worst thing, but or even with Alicia Vikander. Again, I just think Laura needs to stay animated or in the games, and we're good. But Hayla, well, I give her tremendous applaud because she did very well with the character of a little bit more of an experienced Lara Croft from than what we did see in the games, and being able to continue this journey that Crystal Dynamics started and still continuing it, because the ending does leave you on a major cliffhanger, because she pretty much does the same thing she does in the games of focus, 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 narrow-minded, and then Jonah kind of puts her in like, hey, these people are hurting, or these people, are going through this, and she kind of, puts herself in their shoes, and she helps these people. Like one episode, she helps find kids. Another episode, she's trying to help save the world, obviously, like she always does. And Jonah is always there for the ride, always like he's her ride or die, and we see a lot of her trying to go through and accept what happened, accept who she is, accept what happened with her father, accept what happened with Ross, accept what happened with her friends. And it showed a lot more of the first game than the others, and I'm assuming this is taking place after the third game, because again, when you hear Trinity, it's bringing up Trinity almost like in the past tense. So again, from everything that I've seen, I am assuming that this is after the third game. But either way, I did not have really too much of an issue with the series. Again, it's 8 episodes, about 30 minutes long for each episode, including opening credits. There was a lot of people worried about DEI or political agenda in this show. There was really no political agenda in this show that I could see, unless you count the character Zip, who again you can figure out that he's gay. Okay, that doesn't matter. He's a new character. I don't remember hearing his character at all in the games or even in the movies or anywhere else. So again, that doesn't bother me. Again, I didn't really care. He was a funny character. He was pretty much that comic relief of other than Jonah and of course Laura. But overall, I mean, I think that everyone did a decent job. I mean, I think they did a good job with the voices. The animation, there's people giving crap to the animation. I have seen that online. It wasn't the worst thing in the world, and I'm just going to say that. It wasn't. And people to have different opinions of it, that's fine. The animation, to me, it was fine. The animation was enjoyable. It was clean from what I saw. And again, Netflix is getting very much more into the animation department and for who they get for animation. It's not like you're going to be watching on Crunchyroll. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not going to be, top tier animation. I mean, it's going to be like Castlevania animation. It's going to be, the normal kind of animation you're going to be seeing on Netflix. And that's not a bad thing. Netflix is actually doing very well with animation, in my opinion. But overall, am I looking forward to season 2? Yes. Do I hope we get a season 2? Yes. I think most of their money honestly did go for Haley because of her being a very big name, obviously coming from Marvel and, as Peggy and all that stuff. I think that she was the most money that was spent on this because they wanted to have someone else, I guess, do this role. Again, they could have asked Camilla Lunnington. I don't know if they did. But again, I would have preferred if it was her, just to continue with that same voice that we know and we got to meet within the Crystal Dynamic games. And again, this is based on the Crystal Dynamic games, and I really did enjoy those games. I enjoyed the other games, but I got more into Tomb Raider, aka Lara Croft, even more when I started playing those games. I highly enjoyed them, and I still play them off and on to this day. So if you guys are fans of those games, if you guys are fans of Laura, definitely give this a shot. Don't go on someone else's opinion. I mean, again, you can go on mine. You don't have to go on mine. But either way, it was a good show. In my opinion, it was a good show. I enjoyed myself. I felt like that they kept Laura to the best way possible, always on the move, always, not knowing what she was thinking or what she was going to do, and always, having that PTSD/depression, and always, wanting to find the next adventure, and especially with the very last scene that we got where Sam calls her for help, and or apparently for help, and then she leaves Jonah's wedding and lets him know, hey, I gotta leave. I think Sam's in trouble. And when she goes to her apartment's ransacked, and she was investigating someone, or something was going on, and it looked like someone broke into her apartment. So now Laura's going to be looking into that and going after Sam wherever she could be. So we may see Jonah again, we may see Zip again, we may see a few other familiar faces that we saw in the first and second, third game maybe. Don't know. But are you guys wanting season 2? What did you guys think of the first season? Let me know down in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, share this video out to your friends, and I'll see you as always on the next one.